Shift in the Illinois justice system. I'll break down what this all means as the state eliminates cash bail this morning.
Thousands of auto workers begin day 4 of a massive strike against some of the biggest automakers. I'll tell you how that strike is impacting other Wentzville businesses this morning.
Another possible strike in the St. Louis area. How long SLU Hospital could be without its nurses.
New at 6 a.m., flu vaccines are rolling out to clinics across the country. Why everyone isn't able to get a vaccine right now in St. Louis County, and a message from health officials on keeping our cases low.
And cool mornings, warm afternoons this week, but a chance of rain and cooler weather on the way by the weekend. We'll time it out for you.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
We're waking up right now with a live look at downtown St. Louis, looking to the east, of course, from the west. And you might notice that it's still dark right now for the most part, a little bit of light coming up. As Anthony's been telling us, as the days go on and we get closer to fall, our days are getting shorter. So the sun is coming up later and going down earlier.
Yes.
Look,
That's
see?
how it works.
And he always says I never listen, but I did this time, didn't I? Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday morning. I'm Rennie Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. So great to see you. Great to see you. Paul Cook's keeping an eye on traffic. Anthony's keeping an eye on our weather, also our sunrises and our sunsets.
Yes,
yes.
I will say, last night though, I was out in the yard and I was like, oh my gosh, now I can really feel
It's getting
sunsets
dark.
earlier.
Yeah, it's before 7:30 now in the evening. So yeah, and our sunrise getting closer to 7 a.m. So kind of pushed back as opposed to summertime. We were waking up to the bright sunshine about this time. The thing you're going to notice this week, it turns hotter. We're talking numbers climbing into the mid to upper 80s. Not technically a heat wave. Technically, the heat wave is 95 plus, but it's going to feel like that because we have been experiencing these really chilly mornings, and of course that shock factor comes into play. 56 degrees out the door this morning at Lambert. It is 48 in Chesterfield. Alton and Warrenton, even Mount Vernon, have fallen back into 49, even Perryville. So cool enough for a jacket for some. You get through the day. Sunshine numbers today will be up near 80 degrees, but tomorrow we're pushing near 90 for highs, and same for Wednesday. We'll track the complete week ahead and the weekend that's coming up. Let's get over to Paul and see what's happening on the roads this morning. Paul, good morning to you.
Good morning, Anthony. We are starting this morning with a closed ramp, an area that, after speaking to a lot of viewers, is always heavily traveled. And this has been going on for over an hour, even more than that. Let's take a look at what's going on. This is just a MoDOT camera of 141 northbound to 44 going eastbound. Okay, you can see the emergency vehicle up here. The alternate route is down there. So the alternate route is to try to take Gravois, if you can, as you'd be going into the city, or maybe you're headed that direction. You could take Big Bend as well. Going to keep an eye on that one and tell you more as we go here. Back to you for now.
All right, Paul. New overnight, an Amazon semi-truck was involved in a crash near downtown St. Louis. It happened just before 1 o'clock this morning on 4th and Washington Avenue. You can see here in the video, the front end of that semi is pretty smashed up. Right now, there is no word on if anyone was hurt in this crash.
Right now, there is a significant shift in the Illinois justice system. Cash bail now becomes a thing of the past, making Illinois the first state in the country to eliminate it.
Our Mercedes McKay is live for us in Belleville with what the end of cash bail means. Mercedes?
Good morning, Rennie and Michelle. This is a story we've been following for months now, and one that has a lot of eyes on it. This new law is part of the Safety Act, which officially is in full effect now here in Illinois. So the original act was actually passed more than 2 years ago, but the cash bail part of it, that was recently ruled constitutional by the Illinois Supreme Court about 2 months ago. Let's break down what this all exactly means. Starting this morning, when someone in Illinois is arrested and facing charges, a judge will hold a pretrial detention hearing instead of a bond hearing. If someone is facing serious charges like murder or sexual assault, they can be denied pretrial release. For those facing charges for a nonviolent offense, a couple of things could happen. They could be released and sent home, or they could be released and put on some form of house arrest ahead of their trial. Supporters believe the removal of cash bail is a great equalizer.
It gives
those who are marginalized, those who are economically deprived, an opportunity to fairness, an opportunity to racial and economic dignity. The eliminating of cash bail is not relative to safety in my mind.
Supporters say cash bail punishes the poor, while critics believe this will only put more criminals out on the street. Now, some public defenders have said that the SAFE-T Act is, quote, revolutionary. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll break down what this means for those people who are already in jail who couldn't pay that cash bail. Live in Belleville, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Mercedes. This morning, thousands of Wentzville workers remain on the picket line instead of the assembly line as we enter day 4 of the UAW strike. Our Alex Fees is live for us outside the plant as negotiations between the big 3 automakers and the UAW continue on. And Alex, is there any reason to believe that we're getting closer to a deal being done?
Rennie, we have no reason to believe these two sides are any closer to an agreement. Today, union officials will meet with Stellantis. Over the weekend, UAW officials met with both Ford and General Motors. Now, here in Wentzville, workers man the picket lines round the clock these days. Apparently, these people were here at about 4:30, and we got here this morning. As the strike continues, it also impacts local businesses.
Guess they got to do what they got to do. So.
Marcia Parati is the owner's daughter at Pete's Dine-In here locally. The Dine-In is a popular destination in Wentzville, one of many businesses impacted by the strike. GM plant employees patronize that former A&W restaurant before or after shifts and spend some of their money, their salary here on weekends as well. The population of Wentzville is about 45,000, and the GM plant employs nearly 4,000 UAW workers, all of whom are now on strike. Parati remembers the most recent strike in 2019.
Yeah. It always slows down, you know what I'm saying? Kind of the same as when they get their breaks and they go on, you know, when they're retooling and things. You just got to adjust and go with it, so.
And the picket line behind me could soon have a ripple effect at other plants across the country. I say that because since Wentzville provides parts to other plants, those plants will not be getting the supplies they need. That means those employees could soon be on the picket lines as well. Live this morning in Wentzville, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
These CEOs and big boys, they talk on TV, it's a lot of money. Well, how come they took it? They ain't working like the people in the plant. They're sitting in their office.
Besides Wentzville, the 2 other plants are on strike in Toledo, Ohio, and in Wayne, Michigan, which is just outside of Detroit. As negotiations continue today, we're getting a look at what's being discussed. The big 3 auto companies claim its latest offer includes a 20% raise with 10% immediately. The union says it wants the companies to restore benefits and pay that they had before they took cuts. And due to work stoppages from the strike, Ford and GM are laying off 2,600 workers.
This morning, we are 1 week away from another possible strike. The nurses at St. Louis University Hospital plan to walk off the job next Monday and picket for 24 hours. Their top concerns are short staffing, patient care, and workplace violence. The nurses say SSM Health has not met their demands, but SSM Health responded saying, quote, since August 29th, the NNOC has declined to respond or counter our proposals on key wage issues. Negotiations can only make progress when both sides are motivated and engaged. The nurses gave 10 days notice so the hospital could make plans for patient care during the strike. We will continue to bring you the latest information on both strikes, the negotiations, and their effects on our area. We'll have those updates on air and online at ksdk.com.
All right, let's take a break from the news and talk about our weather here this morning. We are waking up with another cool start. Our temperatures have fallen back into the 40s and 50s, so cool enough for a jacket. Our weather headlines as we go through the rest of the week do have our temperatures climbing Tuesday and Wednesday. We will have highs in the mid to upper 80s. And then once we go into the weekend, clouds develop, cooler weather comes, and there could be some rain around. In fact, beginning on Thursday, we could have a few showers into the weekend. We'll track the futurecast and show you the numbers. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Coming up, suicide prevention, how a group of Mizzou grads are hoping to increase awareness and decrease the stigma.
Former President Donald Trump may have undermined his legal strategy on national television, who he says made the call to declare the 2020 election as fraudulent.
The search for subs, how much you could get paid as a substitute teacher in the Metro East.